Oh, I see. The mic was off. All right. So I go here. I go to ding. Don't want to show that. Maps. There you go. This is where the protest happened on Canby Street. And I'm going to zoom out, drop the pin there. Here we go. There, right here on the corner. All right, the map. And I'm giving you a better shot at the protests. I'm going to zoom out. So there we go. Alrighty, thank you very much. There at the corner. All right, have a good day.
Welcome to Urban Critics and Advocates channel. I'm Bryce Behrhorst. Our channel is an examination of architectural past and present and future lifestyles in relation to socioeconomic conditions and markets, city plans, and the overall state of Canada's 49th parallel mentality. As the old saying goes, critics are the optimists for a better world. Today we're at Vancouver City Hall Centre. A historical note on native and settler farming industry, peoples, communication, sharing locations with the Kwantlen and Quaquat tribal bands. If you want to take a look, go to the nativeland.ca website. So in this presentation, I make no representations about my own content and statements. I am not a registered lobbyist. I'm not associated with the AIBC or academic urban planning or municipal city planners. Please comment below to suggest any infrastructure improvements and suggestions in your community. Please like and subscribe. And what we're doing today is we're just going to be asking some questions on affordable housing. One of the questions on government funding is public housing policy under our federalist system. Why do you think there was chronic little attention and action placed on adequate funding responsibility for provinces in transfer payments? Do you think federal and provincial taxation revenue results in the amounts needed to spend on adequate housing for all and offered open-ended funding by the Federal Bank of Canada made available for infrastructure housing? Both federal and provincial responsibility to fund affordable public housing through its agent, the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, CMHC. Do you think federal housing file Liberal Minister Jean Yves Duclos, Minister of Families, Children and Social Development, is doing enough with $30 billion to address the ongoing housing crisis and homelessness issue in affordable, abundant housing stock in Canada, since I've observed little, if any, construction on proposed sites? Do you think there is enough emergency housing for single men and women, family supportive housing, or quality, safe, concrete permanent buildings for community neighborhoods in both north of 60 rural and municipal city urban settings? Do you think the COVID pandemic has made the supply of housing worse? If you had a choice, would you rather rent or mortgage your habitat you call home. As we can see here, I'm also representing Fair Vote Canada about the pop-up federal election and the reasoning behind the first past the post election power grab, which permits instant midterm recall elections. Yes, Canada can afford for everyone to live. Sweden and Belgium both have public housing laws where no one is left out in the cold. There are co-ops and collective housing establishments that don't speculate in housing to push up endless home prices. We should regulate landlords just like we regulate everything else. Tax unused property owners and use laws like eminent domain, civil forfeiture, penalties for derelict property owners and slumlords. So we're going to go by and talk to some people and maybe do some interview with them, and my cameraman and I will go around passing our card. So thank you very much. Yeah. Well, this is nationwide, right? It's Ontario, Toronto, Nova Scotia. It's everywhere. He promised to change the way votes went, so that when you voted for a party, it wasn't wasted. He promised to change that voting structure, and he never did it. So yeah. You want to talk about unfair election costs? Oh yeah. I mean. We have our votes. So if I voted for NDP, it didn't matter what place I lived in. My vote went to NDP. Yeah. Not you're living in a conservative riding, you're living in a Green Party riding, you're living in, so your vote is not counted. That's wrong. That was an election promise to be given honor. And what about housing for Canadians? Housing. Oh yeah, and if you think it's bad here, go north of 60 there. There's a lot of Aboriginal, Indigenous people that don't have housing at all, safe housing. We need to bring back the book. That's the only way. We need to stop approving for-profit housing and start. Oh yeah. I live in Surrey, and Justin Trudeau said there was going to be $13 million for supportive and emergency housing for young men and women that were in financial binds. Do you know that I go to the or families? Yes. We have a lot of support for women with children, but if you're not a woman with a child, F you. Yeah. And they never started anything. I went to the sites. No construction. Well, no, and $14 million isn't a lot. We need billions, and we need to have infrastructure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. However, when we bring them, we need to bring them. Be prepared. Yeah. We need to have jobs, and we need to send people to support them. And if we're not doing that at the same time, we're causing friction. So we need to fix our problems. Oh yeah. We know they're going to have communities, and I'm very happy to have them. We need to have housing for them. We need to have health care for them. We need to have transportation. Oh yeah. Well, your first name? My name's Ashley. Ashley. Okay. I am so sick. I am so sick of our government not looking after the citizen, the regular person. Our nurses and doctors, our nurses have to travel in Vancouver, for example, 2-hour commute only. The salary does not pay them enough to live where they work. We shouldn't have to travel for 2 hours. Think of that, 2 hours each day onto their commute, when they could be working to help us, and instead they're exhausted all the time. And when nurses are exhausted, people die. Oh yeah. It's not their fault. So why aren't we creating housing for healthcare workers near the hospital, like in the janitors, and all those people that support the hospital? If one person in his family works at a hospital, you should be able to get a freaking apartment at a normal price. So $1,000. Yeah. For a 2-bedroom. We're paying $1,300 for a crappy little basement. Well,